What's up, Domino community? I'm Lily Hevish, and today I'll be teaching you how to build a heart. So get your dominoes and let's start building. In this tutorial, you'll learn how to build a heart for Disney's Minnie Mouse based on the build guide for my brand new H5 Domino Creations Disney set. So what you'll need is about 50 dominoes. The number of dominoes that you use for the heart can vary depending on the spacing and how large you make it, but I would recommend at least 50 dominoes just to make sure you can get the shape right. So let's start building. Step 1 is to make an outline using flat dominoes. And I really like making the outline before I actually start building it, because then I know exactly where to place each domino and I don't need to be shifting the dominoes once they're already set up. If you only have 50 dominoes to work with, I recommend making the heart no larger than 11 inches tall and 10.5 inches wide. Now, one tip when you're making the outline is I recommend making the distance between the point and the other side of the heart at least 2 domino heights, and this will ensure that you have enough room to make a full domino curve. For example, like this would be way too short of a curve. You want it to be a little bit wider so you have some space in between. So just keep playing around with the placement of these dominoes. It doesn't need to be perfect, but it'll just give you a good general idea of how it'll look so that you can set it up really easily afterward. Now, once you're happy with the shape of your heart, step 2 is to replace the flat dominoes with upright standing dominoes. So I'm going to start by placing one single domino right at the tip of the heart, and it's going to be a little bit below the V that we placed up here. And now we can make what's called a split off and put 2 dominoes together and put it right in front of the single domino. Now, I always recommend that the spacing between dominoes should be about 1 domino thickness to 1 centimeter apart. So it's pretty close. Just make sure that whatever spacing you use, it's fairly consistent. So I'm gonna place this right in the middle, making sure that the spacing is all good. And now we can move on to the next one. So I'm going to remove these dominoes and place them upright, and I'm gonna add a slight angle to both of them. So now they're angled both outwards, and you can kind of follow the shape of the heart as you're going around. Now, using these flat dominoes as a guide, you can kind of get an idea of where to place each domino based on where these flat dominoes are. So I'm just gonna continue building, and as I get closer to the flat dominoes, I can just replace them with an upright standing domino. And if it's helpful, you can also build the right side at the same time. Try to align each domino on either side, so like either side of the heart would match on the same angle and same position, so that'll make it really symmetrical as you're building it. Now, I do have one really important tip when you're making a full U-turn out of dominoes, and that is to use at least 9 angled dominoes in a 180-degree turn. So if you have something that's going all the way around and switching directions, make sure that there's 9 angled dominoes in between that 180-degree point. And this will just ensure that everything topples correctly, because if the angle between the domino is too big, it might not hit the next one. So by gradually and very slowly angling the domino and using enough dominoes in the curve, you're able to have a more complete and fluid domino topple. Another thing that you'll notice about these curves is that if you trace the bottom side of the domino and the top side of the domino, they create perfect arcs. You'll also see that there's a very small gap on the inner side of the arcs, and there's a larger gap on the outer side. Just keep an eye on how you're building it, because you do want to make sure that the distance between each domino and the angle on the curve is about the same between one and the next. So now that we have the top half of the heart done, the rest is really easy. We're just going to continue the domino line on either side until it reaches a point. And if you want, you can even add the bottom domino like this, so you have sort of a guide of where to land each side of the line. So this bottom domino is going to be directly in line with this domino here. And similarly, we're also going to split it, but I'm going to angle it just slightly so it goes outward. And now all we have to do is fill in the gaps. And there we have it. You have successfully completed a heart in dominoes. The size of this was perfect. It used exactly 50 light pink dominoes. And if you do end up running out of dominoes, you can make the sides come in a little bit more or space it out more. You might have to fine tune the shape and adjust based on how many dominoes you have, but also feel free to make it larger if you'd like. Now, to topple the heart, you can knock it down either from the bottom or from the top. I'm gonna do it from the bottom here so it looks a little bit better on camera, Now before I topple this, just for fun, I think I'm gonna replace this first domino with my brand new metallic domino featuring Disney's Minnie Mouse. I am absolutely in love with all of these metallic Disney dominoes. Literally, we have the Disney characters on the domino, and it's like super reflective. So if you hold it and move it around the light, you get this like really cool rainbow reflection. And now, let's knock it down. 3, 2, 1, go! Perfect! So if we watch this in slow motion, the first domino triggers the split, and then the domino lines go on either side up around the top, and then finish with the domino in the center. You can buy my brand new H5 Domino Creations Disney set on Amazon or go to heavish5.com/buydominoes. This is our largest H5 Domino Creations set yet, with 200 dominoes plus a brand new template and field starters and 5 metallic Disney dominoes. I am so excited to see what you make with the new colors. Please tag me on social at heavish5 with anything that you create. Thank you for all of your support, and thank you to Spin Master for partnering with me to make these dominoes come to life. This is literally a dream to be able to make dominoes in partnership with Disney. If you want to learn how to build more domino tricks, you can check out my tutorials playlist right over here. And last but not least, I want to give a shout out to our featured community member, the Compliment Guy, who's been making some incredible domino videos recently. Go support their channel, and as always, I'm Lily Heavish, and keep on building.